television and film, we're going to talk about something else, but it goes hand in hand. Special effects. All right. So special effects makeup is the blood and the gore and the bruises and the aliens and all that kind of stuff. So there are different levels of special effects makeup. Majority of the time, you're going to do special effects in television and film, and even now in some commercials now. You're probably not going to do special effects in bridal unless you're covering up a tattoo or something like that. That's in the special effects category, but it's not what people think of as special effects. You sometimes may do special effects for editorial. And editorial is magazines and print work, okay? But that's only if you get an avant-garde something and they decide to do, or like a Halloween. Halloween is the only time a lot of times people think about that kind of avant-garde kind of makeup. But majority of the time you're going to do special effects makeup is if you're doing television and film. Or if you work in, like, again, like I said, like a Halloween time and you work in like a theater, or you work in like one of those scary houses kind of things, you'll do that a whole lot as well, where it's not technically television and film, but you know how to do it. There are levels of special effects makeup. So if you want to work in television and film and you want to work in non-union or union films, what you need to learn is simple special effects makeup. And what simple special effects makeup is, you're probably going to have to do somebody's black eye, you're going to have to probably do somebody's bloody nose, you're going to have to probably put, blood in somebody's mouth, maybe do a bruise. The reason why they're called simple special effects makeup, or some makeup artists call it special effects makeup out of your kit, meaning that you don't have to have a special kit. You don't have to go and mold and cast and do all these extra things in order for you to do it. You can kind of use quote unquote regular makeup. It's not really regular makeup, but you can use regular makeup to create these effects, all right? If you want to do television and film, you must learn simple special effects makeup, because I promise you, in your career, somebody's going to ask you to do a black eye or a bloody nose. And it's not hard to do, but it is something that you do need to learn how to do. Simple special effects makeup, you don't have to go to school and learn how to do it. You can be self-taught from it. You can look at videos, but the big thing about it, if you don't go to school or you don't take classes for it, which I would suggest you take classes for it if you haven't, is practice, 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 practice. Take lots of pictures of it so that it looks realistic. Look at other people. So if you bruise yourself, look at that bruise. Why am I looking at the bruise and looking at the cut of the thing? Because you want that to look realistic. Because what a lot of times with special effects makeup artists do that don't really do special effects makeup, they'll make it look what they think it should look like, and then special effects makeup artists like myself or other of my peers can see all of the mistakes that are in it, all right? And you don't want to not get hired because you think that that black eye looks amazing, and the producer or the actor or the other makeup artist says this looks horrible because you just put something together. So practice, practice, practice on it, but you do need to learn how to do it. So simple special effects makeup, or out of your kit special effects makeup. Again, that's a bullet hole, a black eye, a cut, a bruise, a scar, bloody nose. They're all simple things. And then there's advanced special effects makeup. So advanced special effects makeup are your Star Wars, are your, big aliens, are your somebody got burnt to the core, or your corpse, or the limb is falling off. That's advanced special effects makeup. You must go to school for it. You must take extensive classes for it. For some of the things you have to learn how to do, you have to get a pyro license for. A pyro license is basically a gun license, because when you see blood splatting out on things, you have to do something called a squib. In order for a squib to happen, there's a lot of pressure that happens. That's what that pyro thing is. If you do it wrong, you can potentially kill somebody. And I'm not being over exaggerating. They sign a death waiver for you to be able to do that, because if the pressure is done wrong and it's applied on your body wrong, you can hurt somebody very, very, very bad. I'm sure you hear all the time, people got hurt on set in the makeup department. Right. Because it is serious stuff. So if you don't know what you're doing, then I wouldn't suggest you do it. You're working with chemicals, you're working with lye, you're working with acetone, you're working with silicone, you're working with things that aren't technically in the pretty makeup field. You want to know what you're using, you want to know how you're using it, and you want to be safe using it yourself, and safe putting it on somebody else, and safe taking it off somebody else. Because you put this beautiful special effects makeup on, you can't rip it off. You have to use the proper things to rip it off, or not rip it off, to take it off, to make sure the integrity of the skin is okay, the integrity of the person is okay, and the integrity of the product is okay. Because if you make something that you can use over and over again, you want to be able to use it over and over again. If you rip it off because you've had that 16-hour day and you really ain't trying to be there another hour to take off that makeup, now the next day you added 3 hours to your day because you didn't want to take the hour to take it off the proper way. So you want to work smarter instead of harder. So So advanced special effects makeup, there are all kinds of classes that are out there. There are all kinds of schools that you can go to. You can just go to school for special effects makeup and not have to do anything else. It is a higher paid rate for it. So if you're doing simple special effects makeup, then you can hire your rate, that freelance rate, and say, okay, if that was $650 just for me to do pretty makeup or beauty makeup, and now they want you to do a black eye and they want you to do all that kind of stuff, your rate can maybe go up to $1,000 because you're doing a little bit more. You're doing that beauty makeup and you're doing the special effects makeup at the same time in order for that to happen. If you're the advanced special effects makeup, your price went up significantly, and there are all kinds of levels to it. And what the levels are, you could just make the product, meaning that, let's say that you saw Freddy Krueger, for example, so that his face was burnt. Well, somebody had to create that burnt face, all right? So they made a mold of his face, they created all those effects, and then somebody applied that makeup. So either the makeup artist that made that burnt face put it on that person's face, or they hired an extra person to put them on the face. And so if you make it, you're going to get paid for making it, you're going to get paid for applying it, you're going to get paid for maintaining it. And making it alone, the materials may be $3,000 just for the materials, not for your labor. So it could be $10,000 just for you to make this thing that you don't even put on the person's face. So it's $10,000 for you to make it and another $3,000 for you to put it on your face. So you just made $13,000. Right? I gave you an exorbitant amount of money because some special effects makeup artists can make hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars, and some of them will make hundreds or thousands of dollars. It just depends on what you do, what you're making, and those things. Most advanced special effects makeup artists have a lab or they have a workshop that they work out of, and 99.9% of the time they never go on set. So they see all the cool stuff being made, but they never see it what it looks like on set. They hire me to put it on set. So even though I know how to do all the advanced special effects makeup, the love of my life isn't being in a shop or being in a studio. The love of my life is being on set. So I like to apply it. So a lot of times I'll just pay somebody else to make it, or have production pay somebody else to make it so that I can put it on their face because I like that part of it. But I had to learn that I like that part of it. So if you want to do special effects makeup and you want to do television and film, they go hand in hand. You can do special effects makeup and never do anything else. You don't never put a lash on, you don't never put a red lip on, you never put an eyeshadow on, you never do any of that stuff. You can do beauty makeup and never do special effects. You don't know how to do a black eye, you don't know how to do a bruise, you don't know how to do those things, and you don't want to learn how to do them. So again, that initial conversation, remember that producer I talked about 10 minutes ago that called you for that job and asked you if you were available and said, hey, can you do a black eye? Because we have a black eye and a bloody nose for like 18 people in this particular project. Can you do that? And let's say it's something that you don't know how to do and you don't want to do. That's that honest moment to say, you know what, I don't do special effects makeup. However, I do know somebody that can do it. Can that person come in and just do that thing, just do those effects on it? The production may say, sure, no problem. We'll have them come in and do that. You just do the beauty makeup. Or they may say, no, we need somebody that can do both. Or they may say, we already have somebody doing the special effects stuff. We just want to know if you can do the beauty stuff. So there are all kinds of levels to it. Again, be honest. Do not be fearful that you may not get the job. But if you know how to do it, then do the job. I know how to do it, so I do it. But if I don't know how to do something, or I'm not impeccable or great at it, I say, hey, what exactly are you looking for? I can do that, or I can suggest somebody else that can come in and do that part of it so you get what you're looking for, because they're the paying client and you want to make sure that they get what they want. You also want to make sure that your stuff looks good, because at the end of the day, what people are going to see on that television and film is your makeup, right? And what they're going to say is, why that actor looks so crazy? Why her eyeshadow looks so messed up? And then if you're me, you wait to the end to see who did the makeup, and you say, well, maybe they didn't have a good day. You don't know what the parameters were behind it, or you keep in mind that, okay, when I work with this person, just make sure that, they blend a little bit more, or whatever it is you do for yourself to make that right. Because everybody has the moment of looking to see what it is they do. I also like to admire other people's work as well. Everybody that's working, I think it's beautiful that they're working, and I want their work to look amazing. So I'm always rooting for the artist, always, because they have the job, and I want it to look amazing. So special effects makeup goes hand in hand with television and film, and you're still under the freelancer umbrella as well. You negotiate your rate. You negotiate your rate for the supplies, you negotiate your rate for the labor, and you negotiate your rate for the execution. So you can get 3 different rates. You can get paid 3 different times, or one lump sum, or get paid for one. Saying I'll make it and then somebody else can apply it, or I will design it, Somebody else will make it, and somebody else will apply it. So the special effects is one of those things that you can do that and never do anything else behind it. Here's the other thing that goes behind special effects makeup. Majority of the time, special effects makeup is a man's world. There are normally more men that do special effects makeup than women that do special effects makeup. So don't be discouraged if you're a woman that does special effects makeup and you're in a room with all guys all the time. It is an industry that, even though this is the beauty industry, special effects is one of the times that you don't really see a lot of girls in it. That's changing, okay? But it's changing slowly. So if you want to be an amazing special effects makeup artist and you happen to be a female, just let you know that you are going to be in a lot of room with men and a lot of shops with men all the time. Kick ass in it, but just know that you're going to be there with it.